So this is my whole collection of all the notes or banknotes that I've collected just from traveling in from the United States, just from being over here in Japan for the last 3 years. But I started all this about a year ago. So I'm just going to run through what some of this foreign money is. But this is the Malaysian Ringgit. And so this is 50 ringgit, 10 ringgit, 5 ringgit, 1 ringgit. That's also 1 ringgit. As you can see, there's a different style in these two different notes. So this one has a little clear piece here and this one doesn't. So that's why I kept it when we were traveling. We didn't actually do anything in Malaysia. We just stayed there for 10 hours on a layover in the airport. But we needed a ringgit to buy food when we were there, so we had to exchange it. And then I just kept some of it because I think it's cool to keep money from foreign countries. So that was everything that I got from Malaysia. Since we have lived in Japan, this is, I guess, all that I'm keeping from Japan. I might have to grab some other notes just to keep, but this right here is 2,000 and then 2,000. So this is about 20 bucks and 20 bucks. But you almost never see these. They don't ever pay with these. So that's why I'm keeping it, because these are super rare to actually find or get from someone. And these are the only two that I've ever seen us get before. So I just kind of held on to both those because I thought they were unique. Now all this right here is Indonesian Rupiah, which is pretty much almost worthless. It doesn't have much value at all. I think it's like 13,000 is $1 and this is 100,000. So this isn't even a $10 bill, and this is their highest bill that they have. But I have 6 of those, so that's probably worth around $50 right here, just for those 6. Then we got a 50,000 rupiah, 20,000, 10,000. So now this is less than $1. And then 5,000, this is less than 50 cents. 2,000, this is like 10 cents. And then 1,000. They rarely use these. They use these more than they use coins though. They don't like using their coins, which I have a box full of those, but I'm not actually going to be doing a video about all these foreign coins because they're kind of just stuffed away in a box just to keep. But that is all the rupiah that I kept from our 7-day trip to Indonesia. Is, I believe it's about 30 new Taiwan dollars for $1. So this right here is about $30 ish, and this is about 15, and this is roughly about $3. So being in Taiwan was actually really cool. I definitely want to go back someday. But they keep it really simple with their money. We also went to Thailand, so I brought back some stuff. Now this is their king, and then that was his father, and that's like who's on it. So I kept both those because they're different bills. You can even see right here they have the shiny part, and on this bill they didn't. But that's about 1,000. So this is pretty much equivalent to the new Taiwan dollar. So about 30 some baht equals $1. So with that, it is roughly $30 per note right there. And then this one is about $15, then $3, and then that's just over $1, and this is just under $1. So I actually really like being in Thailand. We will definitely be back. I would not mind moving there and living there. Everything there is dirt cheap, and their money was actually really fun to use. So that was everything we collected from Thailand. Now we're going to move on to US banknotes because I got a lot of these. Now the only reason I'm keeping this $100 bill is because when we were in Bali, Indonesia, no one would accept this $100 bill. When we tried to exchange it for rupiah, they kept telling me that this $100 bill wasn't good enough. And I'm like, I don't see what the issue is. It's a pretty crisp $100 bill. They didn't like it because it had this little bit of stain right here and here, and because it was a 1996 $100 bill, and they didn't like that. So I was just keeping it just for fun because I thought it was hilarious how a poor country, they wouldn't accept a $100 bill. But for me, like, money's money, and they didn't want to take this, so I just kept it with me. So it's just kind of like a funny memory. Now I have this $20 bill that I kept because it is a 1993. Someone wrote 300 on it. I don't know why, but I'm keeping it anyways just because it's like a different style for the 20s. A lot different than the modern 20s, you can see. And then I got a lot of star notes in here. So this is a $5 star note. It's the only $5 star note that I have. I also have several $1 star notes right here. So all these star notes. Now I just keep these. I know most of them aren't worth more than their face value, but I just think it's something cool to collect and hang on to, and maybe someday it'll be worth something, and if not, I just have a bunch of star notes that are worth their face value. So it's just something cool to kind of hang on to when I see them. I also have two $20 bill star notes in here. The first star note I ever got was actually on a $20 bill, so it was one of these two. I don't remember which one, but that's definitely cool. So both these star notes. Now, I actually got this from one of our viewers. He's from Louisiana. Name is totally drawing a blank right now, but he sent me this just because he knows I collect coins, so thank you so much. It's definitely appreciated. It's really cool because I've never actually seen the red seals before. Right here, I have a blue seal, $1 right here. I got this off eBay, and that lot sucked. I would not suggest buying a coin lot off of eBay, and but I got this with it because I ordered two, and both of them were not worth what I paid, but you know, you live and you learn. But this $5 bill is definitely awesome because this is the first red note I've ever seen, so thank you. So those are two old bills. This is 1963 for the $5 bill, and where is it at? 1935, so it's definitely an older $1 bill. Alright, so I got a bunch of these I got a bunch of 20s right here, and these are just, I can't remember what it's called when it only uses 3 digits. So 22, 11, 55, 22. So there's only 2, 1, and 5 on this bill. This one has 4, 3, and 6. Those are the only numbers used on this one. And then down here, 4, 3, and 8, the only 3 numbers used. And then 0, 6, and 5 are the only 3. So I know these probably aren't worth anything either, more than $20, but it's just something cool to kind of hang on to and stuff to look forward to. I'm sure I'll get rid of them eventually, but just for now, it's cool to hang on to. Now I got these. These are kind of forming a pattern. So starting in the edges, it's 4, then 5, then 5, and then in the middle it's 3 and 6. Now if both those would have been 3, or both would have been a 6, so it would have been super awesome, but it wasn't. But so far, that's like one of the coolest patterns that I've seen, so I just hang on to them. For this one, it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, and then it's surrounded by 2, 2 on both sides. So I just kept that one because I thought that was a unique pattern also. Here's one that probably doesn't matter, and it probably will never be worth anything, but I just thought it was cool because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It literally has one of each number in order that you can count. You just have to bounce around, but definitely unique. I do want to find a note someday that has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like all the way across. But until then, this one will have to do. Now, the only reason I'm keeping this bill right here is because it's the lowest number bill that I've ever seen. So 53,437. I'm just keeping it because it has 3 zeros in the front. And maybe someday I'll find one with an even lower number. But for now, that's the one I'm going to hang on to. 5383835. So it pretty much repeats itself, other than the fact that the 9 is there. But I hang on to that just because it's unique. Eventually, I'm sure I'll get rid of these, but for now, they're like the coolest ones I have, so I'm hanging on to them. This one has 4 7s in a row. That's the most numbers that I've seen repeated on a bill so far, so that's why I'm hanging on to that one. This one goes 7 6 9, and then 7 6 9 from the back, but then 5 4 again. If both those would have been 4s, or both would have been 5s, it would have been super awesome. But they weren't, but I'm just going to hang on to it. This one is 6099966. So 60 and then 60999. And then that 6 right there is just random. But that was also a flipped pattern. So I kept that. I know there's names for these and I'm totally drawing a blank, but that is my notes collection, or my banknote collection from the US and other countries. Well, if you guys liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you guys have any advice for the future, let me know, comment down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit subscribe. Peace out.